Hey Giovanni, it's Lauren. Hope you're having a great day today. So the story I picked for this week is called Little Thief, and it's by Anne Harth. I did pay you back, Jack said. I put a $5 bill on your desk. Sandra looked under a stack of papers. She looked in her drawers. She opened every book on her desk. It's not here. When did you put it there? Last night, right before I went to sleep. Sandra looked under her chair. Are you sure? Jack nodded. I put it right here. He tapped the corner of the desk. I put your tennis trophy on top. I didn't want it to blow away. Jack looked under the desk. The trophy had fallen to the floor. He held it up. The trophy's here, but not the money. I really need that money, Jack. You're going to have to find it. Sandra stomped away. How could the money be missing? Where could it be? Could someone have taken it? Jack had earned that money. He'd weeded the whole garden. Would he have to do it again? He looked under the beds. No money. He looked in the closet. No money. He looked in all of his clothes. He checked the pockets of his pants. The money had vanished. Jack sat on his bed. He thought and thought. Scrabble, scrabble, scratch. Jack froze. Scratch, scrabble. He slid from his bed. He opened his desk drawer. His flashlight was on top. Scrabble, scratch. The noise came from the closet. Jack opened the door. He flicked on his flashlight. Scritch. The noise came from the second shelf. Jack pulled out a shoebox. He pointed his light in the corner. A nest, Jack whispered. It was made from yarn and paper. A tiny head popped up. Two dark eyes blinked. Jack moved closer. He stood on his tiptoes to look inside the nest. He laughed. You're the little thief. The mouse sat on a wrinkled $5 bill. What are you doing? Sandra stomped into the room. What are you doing? She stood behind Jack. I found your money, Jack said. So that was pretty cute. It looks like the mouse was trying to build his nest and he was the one that took the money off the desk. And then he put it, in his nest in the closet. So that was Little Thief, and here's some questions just to think about, to see what you thought of the story. So the first one is, why do you, it looks like they're repeated by accident, but that's okay. I'll see this one, and then I actually have another question for you. So one of the questions that they have is, why do you think Sandra does not help Jack look for the money? So you can think about that. So I don't know for sure, it could be for different reasons. My guess would be that she thinks Jack either forgot to put it there, even though he thought he put it there, or maybe she didn't believe him, maybe she didn't trust him. So even though he was saying, I definitely left the money here for you, I definitely, gave it to you, she might not believe him. She might think he's lying for whatever reason. And another reason she might not help him look for it is maybe she kind of thought it probably would have been safer if he gave it to her in person rather than leaving it there for her. So even, though he meant to give it to her, at the end of the day, she still didn't get it. So she probably felt like it wasn't her job to kind of look for it. That should be Jack's responsibility. And she was stomping around, so she could have been kind of in a hurry. So that could be another reason. And she did look around a little bit. She looked, in the drawers and all that stuff you can see. I have another question, which is, on some of the last couple of pages, excuse me, on some of the last couple of pages, there were these scratch, scrabble noises, and I wanted to see, when you heard me read that, um, it was confusing how the story has it written, because it kind of looked like, we're still in the story, Jack's sitting on his bed, um, and he gets his flashlight, and then it's Scrabble Scratch. It's just kind of thrown in there. So I wanted to see, do you think that it was clear that these were noises in the story, or was that kind of confusing? I think for me it was a little confusing myself. I think, it was kind of put in the middle of the story with the rest of the regular, kind of sentences, so it was a little confusing. But maybe the author did that on purpose, kind of to keep us on our toes. And she might have done it too to kind of, get us a little, our interest peaked because we're about to kind of get a surprise. So I can't think of any other questions on this story right now. But anyway, I hope you liked it. I thought it was a cute story. And I look forward to sending one next week. All right, I hope you're doing great. I hope you have a great rest of your night. All right, bye.